For my first goal, I will be working on associations. So the first way that would be helpful for a child to associate with what animals go into the ocean might be a book. Because it's so visual, it clearly sets up, what should go in the ocean. Like, for example, this turtle, he really belongs in the ocean, as do all these fish on the cover of my book. They really belong in the ocean. And this would be great for a child who is having a trouble associating that these specific animals live in the ocean and is a very visual learner. Like, for example, the seahorse. He only lives in the ocean, and so giving them that visual is very helpful for them to associate the seahorse with the ocean. Another way that you could help a child to make associations would be by using this sensory bin. And this might be helpful for a very hands-on learner, because what they can do is they can take things from my vocabulary flashcards and put them into the bin. So it creates a very concrete definition of what's going into the ocean. For example, again, like what we saw in the book, seahorses live in the ocean. See, and having them put it in there would help them in their mind connect. Oh yeah, seahorses live in the ocean. For also orca whales, they live in the ocean too. Coral reef, that's not a plant, but it is, that's not an animal, but it is a plant that goes in the ocean. And the child might be having trouble making the distinction or the association between land plants and ocean plants, or land animals and ocean animals. And this is a very good concrete way to help them make the association between what animals belong in the sea. For example, a seahorse and an orca whale. These both belong in the sea, and having them put it in there helps them form that concrete association in their mind. It might also help them with more abstract concepts, such as clothing that we would wear at the ocean. They would make the association between swim trunks and scuba gear and the ocean, because we wouldn't just wear our swim trunks and our scuba gear anywhere else but the ocean. So just knowing and helping them make that association between this is appropriate clothing from when we are going to the ocean. Another way that might be just a really simple way for a child to understand what goes in the ocean is my bottle here. Because it is such a closed off environment, it might be a lot easier for a child to visualize and make the association that, for example, this fish right here, he goes in the ocean. Look, he's in the ocean right now. And that's a good association for them to make, because it's physical, they're holding it, they see it, and it's visual. They see this fish is inside the ocean. So the association is that fishes, they belong in the ocean, and it's very concrete and very easy for a child to understand. It's not very high level, so maybe a child who's just not getting, for example, this picture book, because it is right in front of them, but it's not as concrete as this. And then even, let's say a child is looking at this and they don't even get this. They don't understand. How can it be in there? You can help them with that by showing them the sensory box and having them do the putting in. So they really associate what specific things belong in the ocean. And you can go over the things that they're having trouble with, they don't quite understand, and you can really help them to form a concrete bond with the associations that are appropriate. For example, coral reef is an appropriate plant for the ocean. A stingray is an appropriate animal for the ocean. They should associate a stingray's home being in the ocean, and they should associate these particular type of clothing being worn at the ocean.